you guys doing?
All right, guys, questions for Zach?
You named captain. Obviously, can you just take us through kind of your reaction when you heard that, if it's an accomplishment for you, and kind of what it means?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely an honor. I think it's a role you definitely got to take seriously. It's who people look up to on the team, who they feel like they can come to when any problems or whatever questions come about. And so I definitely don't take it lightly. I thought it was cool.
Were you surprised by it?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, as a quarterback, I think that leadership role, obviously should just be in place no matter what. That you kind of need to lead by example, and we're kind of that position that touches a little bit of everything, as far as rules and everything goes. So like that's why a lot of people look to the quarterback, and so regardless, that's how I kind of should be.
Zach, you find it funny at all? There was a period in the pre-draft process where that became a story about you weren't the captain in week one at BYU last year. Is it funny that now you're in the NFL and you're a captain?
Yeah, it's two different situations, and I think when I was at BYU and didn't come off of a great sophomore year, injury, whatever, and you're not named the starter yet at BYU, and you don't. If I'm not the starting quarterback, why am I going to be a captain? If I'm going to be a backup, so when the team doesn't know who the starter is yet, how do you vote him as a captain? So in this situation where I've been able to, be that guy, and people are able to come and ask questions and all that kind of thing, it helps in that regard. So.
Saleh talked about how it wasn't necessarily a surprise and how he sees you, let's say, in the cafeteria sitting with the linemen and eating. Why is it important for you just to go to those different groups and give them that time?
Yeah, I think something I've tried to work on just myself is like my personal emotional connections with guys off the field. Obviously everything's business when we're here, and on the field you want to be that guy they can look to, but off the field you want to be somebody that like actually gets to know them and understands their background, where they came from. And so I think that's super important. Know everybody's name and kind of their story. And so I've always kind of taken that approach, is use that kind of time in the cafeteria, whatever, to be able to do stuff like that.
Going through the game plan week, what are some things that you've seen from the Panthers defense?
Yeah, they do different things. I think they got a good front on them. I think guys like to run around. They got some speed on the edges. They're going to, do a good job. They have, one new corner and one guy that's experienced and played quite a bit of football. And I think just a good football team overall. And, I think it's going to be a good challenge for us. I'm excited.
You try to live in the moment, I know that, but have you allowed yourself to think about what Sunday is going to be like for you? Lifelong dreams, stuff like that come true?
Not in that regard. Yeah, it is the first game, and I'm really just doing everything I can to just get ready for that. I don't know if I've thought about it as, like the situation how you said, this is a big moment in my first start, all that kind of thing. I think it's exciting, but really I'm just excited to get back and playing football again, and just making sure I do everything I can day in and day out to have the right routine to just get ready for this game.
Zach, Coach Saleh said that there was consideration of keeping both you and Sam on the roster here. So do you feel any added pressure to prove the team and the management right, that they made the right decision in week one here going up against your predecessor?
That's definitely not something I think about. He's doing his own thing now. He's got a great situation going for him. It's not, I think the organization, already decided to go one way, and it's not because Sam's not a good football player. It's just, they wanted a fresh start, and so I'm happy for him, and it's a new situation for me. So that's not even something that crosses my mind. It's just how can I just, continually get better every single day, prepare to do the right things on Sunday, and, how can I help our team win football games?
Did you ever hear from Sam, whether it was during the pre-draft process or anything like that?
We ran into each other one time in San Clemente, California. This was before the draft, kind of before everything had kind of happened, and, super cool guy, and we kind of just got to talk about, the life in the NFL and, kind of things to expect and how it's been and all that kind of thing, but, since then we haven't spoken.
That was before he was traded.
Yep.
So where'd you run into him? At a restaurant or on the beach or something?
No, so we were. I went out to a training facility in San Clemente, so it wasn't a camp, but it was a place that he trains at out by his hometown, obviously, and I'm obviously in California quite a bit too, so we were out there at the same place.
Zach, a lot of NFL, you're very popular among NFL analysts now. One of them, Tony Romo, said the other day, I'm sure you got wind of this quote, he said you're going to be one of the top 3 to 5 quarterbacks in the league in a very short order, even comparison to Mahomes. When you hear a guy like Romo say something like that, what's your reaction?
It's cool, obviously, of course, but, Romo can't tell the future and everything that's going on. So I just got to, I think it's obviously, very nice of him to be able to say that stuff. And I think Tony's was a great quarterback in his day when he played, and so it's awesome. But I just really got to, kind of goes back to what I always said: don't take the highs too high and the lows too low. You can't let things like that, disrupt you. I mean, it's cool and it's great to hear, but it's at the same time you got to handle what you got to handle, and keep getting better and just taking it a day at a time.
It's like, have you thought at all about the challenge of controlling your emotions on Sunday? Not so much along the lines of like the lifelong thing, but full stadium. It counts. The scoreboard counts now, and just everything that comes with that. What that challenge is gonna be like. I
mean, I really don't know if it'll be a challenge. I've played football my whole life, and in college, it's there's a lot of emotion there as well. I can think back when I was at BYU and we played at Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. There's 110,000 people. I feel like the nerves and kind of things you get is the same as that. Whether it's NFL or not, it's just the energy and everything that's there. And so I feel like I'm going to handle it the exact same way. How can I just stay focused with the plays and just kind of that self-talk and be able to just smoothly just kind of relax in the moment and just get through your thoughts.
Obviously, Corey Davis was also named a captain, and he says that he's the number 1 receiver. So from your perspective, what about him makes him the number 1 receiver for you?
Yeah, it's cool. I thought Corey was a perfect pick to be a captain, and really he's not a vocal leader, and I don't think you need him to be at all. I think you see his leadership day in and day out, and just the way that he approaches the game and the way that he just does everything right, and he never complains about anything. You're never calling on him in meetings for not giving enough effort on a play or something like that. He just guys see that, and it kind of just everyone is just like, geez, look at Corey. This guy's always doing the right thing, and I think that's he's bringing guys along with him. And what makes him the number 1 receiver is literally just that. I think he's obviously physically blessed, and he's got good size on him too, and he catches the ball well and knows how to run routes. But I think it's just his demeanor and the way he approaches the game.
How important
Take
is
a
it
few
for
more
you
for
to
Zach.
have him next to not necessarily a security blanket, but he's someone you can rely on as you're going through this process?
Yeah, no doubt. He's a great receiver, and I'm excited that we have him on our team. And my job is to how can I get the ball in those guys' hands, and especially Corey, and let him go out there and make plays. We got a lot of guys like that, and obviously not this week, but when you play teams that come out and just man coverage, those guys got to win, and I got all the faith in the world in them.
Zach, you see different quarterbacks around the league kind of handle themselves differently on game days where, Mahomes is somebody, and so is Drew Brees, who were very vocal on the sideline. Brees was leading the pregame chant. Mahomes kind of screaming the on the sideline to get teammates going. Tom Brady the same way. Eli Manning was the flip side of the coin, where he was kind of calm, cool, collected. Where do you see yourself fitting in? Are you more vocal? Are you one of the guys that wants to be in the middle of the huddle screaming the on the sideline, or do you want to not let any emotion kind of penetrate you on game day?
Yeah, I think a mix in between both. I'm not that super vocal guy that's always chanting, getting guys going, all that kind of thing. But I feel like I am there when guys need a little bit of a pick me up, and the encouragement, the trust that I feel like that they know I got their back. And when game day comes, I'll make sure everybody hears from me a little bit. But I'm not a huge rah-rah guy.
That's good. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.